PTE reading has become more tougher now. We all know that because of the reduced time. But what people are doing is they are promising you overnight improvements or 1 out of 5 to 5 out of 5 in 2 days or 1 days. Classic emotional manipulation techniques people are using on you. But I am going to show you one master technique, which is my master stroke, to solve all the reading questions, both drag and drop down, as well as reorder paragraph using this technique. No false promises, but actual sheer techniques that will help you to get a 90 score in the PT reading module. So like and subscribe and watch it right till the end. Hey everyone, this is Anurag here from Edutrainex. I hope you all are doing great. So nothing happens overnight. But yes, the technique that I'm going to show you, along with the demos of the exam questions. So you will see how powerful this technique is, and that can prove really accurate in a short time condition like in the PT reading what we have now to get to a 90 score. If you are still struggling overall in the entire exam, then we do provide our live classes as well. You can WhatsApp us or Telegram us. We have an app, we have live training, we give you maximum resources with tutor feedbacks and an AI that gives you very, very detailed feedback, especially where you need in the speaking and writing. So all you need to do is just WhatsApp us and then we will help you there. But if you're already preparing from somewhere and you just need a little bit boost, then definitely this thing will help. What we call it as two types of memberships, YouTube Priority and YouTube VIP. In Priority, we give you all the repeated questions of the exam that is coming in right now for both PT Academic and PT Core. Whereas on the other hand, we have the VIP membership that not only gives you the repeated questions, but the vocabulary list, very important for PT reading module, spelling list, important for your writing activities of the listening section. Then grammar ebook is there, templates are there, and also some exclusive access to videos are there. So see what you really require and then you can dedicate yourself to that. So let's start cracking with what is that master stroke that I have been talking about, with a like and subscribe. Before I actually demonstrate you the techniques that I'm going to talk about, I'm going to show you a exam question that has come in the exam. And just for your notice that whatever questions we publish here or share in our videos are actually exam questions that have come very, very recently in the exam. That's what we put in our prediction files as well. So if you see this question, you can pause the video and you can try to solve it. But why I am showing it to you right now is so that I can demonstrate you that powerful technique to come back to this question and then solve it using that. So the technique number one is again very, very powerful. Of course, it is all part of one technique. Word types elimination. And this is really effective in the drag and drop type of questions, which is reading fill in the blanks questions. So what you need to do here is try to identify the type of word that is going to fit appropriately in one particular place. And there is only one type of word that can fit in there. So you get 7, 8, 9 answer options. And then if you find that only nouns, and even that in nouns, you can say, I know that there is a singular noun or a plural noun. Then you are only looking at the noun options which are in the singular form from the answer option. That really takes out the bulk of it. So if there are 8 options, there would be 3 or maybe 2 answer options. Sometimes if we are really lucky, there is only one answer option that is fitting that particular word type, and straight away that becomes your answer. So this is eliminating the word types that do not fit there, and this is where grammar plays a key role. We do offer a PT grammar playlist on our YouTube channel, and if you want to get grammar as well as vocabulary, all the knowledge is provided in the VIP membership plan. And of course, if you are joining us for live classes, you will get everything complete, whatever we offer in membership, on the app, in the live classes, complete resources accessible to you. So this is very important to understand. And as I said, there are numerous videos where I have explained about this, the subject, verb, object, all those concepts, why this type of word will fit here. Again, we'll discuss that. Second technique within elimination is the type of tenses. And this is really, really tested deeply in your drop-down questions, which was reading, writing, and fill in the blanks. So that is what I'm going to talk about. Again, we have a very dedicated video where I showed to you about the cheat code related to tense, where we use which type of tenses, and sometimes tenses can play a key role in presenting the sentences in whether active or passive voices. So do watch that particular video. The thumbnails will be shown here talking about tenses shortcuts. Okay, so that you have to watch. And there are screenshots that you can take from the scenarios what I have presented it for all present, past and future. that will really help you. So these are the type of question or answer options that come to you. Is used, was used, will be used, conducted, have been conducted, should be conducted, did conduct. There to confuse you. If you are clear with your tenses, and you can just eliminate the other ones because they are not going to fit what the sentence is trying to say. So in combination, you will become really, really strong. If you are able to identify the word type as well as you understand the tenses, then there is no stopping you there. Now the third technique, before I actually show you that example that we discussed and many more to come, of course, and I promised you reorder paragraph as well, so we'll do that as well. Third thing is context. Yes, context is of course important because once you understand what is presented to you in the passage, then you understand what I'm going to choose from the answer options, because context wise only one answer will fit: vocabulary, grammar, collocation and context. So that becomes the perfect answer. And whatever words are presented to you that does not fit the meaning of the sentence that is presented to you, straight away eliminate. And what I'm going to show you very, very shortly is that how powerful this technique can be when you use them in combination. Now, before I reveal to you the fourth and the last elimination technique, which is prepositions. How do you use it? Use the words with the prepositions. Again, this is tested in both the types of fill in the blanks. The previous techniques that I talked to you about, along with some conjunctions, is also tested in reorder paragraph. So I'll demonstrate a complete example for reorder paragraph, how elimination can help you get the answer very, very quickly. So prepositions, how do we use it? If I say pay attention, that becomes a collocation. And then after that, if you want to expand it, you say attention to. Whereas believe in or believe someone, two separate meanings: believe in you or believe something. With respect to, so this preposition is coming before respect and this preposition is coming after respect. With respect to, in relation to, in relation to. Where can you find these kind of words that are used in the exam? Exactly in the VIP membership plan, where we extract all the words that are coming in the last 2 to 3 months, including the most recent exam questions. We analyze it, we give you the meanings, word types, collocations that fit with those words, and also which prepositions are used. So that is really, really advantageous to you. And we have thousands of students who have benefited from it. Very, very recently, a student jumped from 40 score to 60s or late 60s score after the exam changes happened. That's a tremendous increase with the power of grammar and vocabulary combined together. Now we will come back to the question and then we will use the elimination technique. So, of course, context plays a key role in reading, writing, fill in the blanks, which is drop-down questions. So this will appear to you in the exam as drop-down questions. Let's understand the context a little bit, and then we will do it really quickly. SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket lifted off from Cape Canaveral, Florida on Friday, so-and-so, reaching orbit 9 minutes later. The rocket lofted an unscrewed dash. Are we talking about any replication? No. Eliminated. Are we talking about any unscrewed setting? No. Unscrewed base? How can a base itself fly? So 3 words not fitting the context. Eliminated, eliminated, eliminated. The only one that is remaining is mock-up. And if you see and continue reading the context, so unscrewed mock-up of SpaceX's Dragon capsule, which is designed to one day carry both crew and cargo. So this line proves that right now they are testing using mocks, same way what you do when you do your mock test, you mock up. So that gives you a hint that yes, right now they are in the mock-up phase, they are not actually doing anything else. So completely all the words were eliminated. Just by elimination, we found the correct word. The second one, this has been a good day for SpaceX and a dash. A dash, okay? A dash, you always know that articles are used with nouns. So I found the noun, and before noun, we can have adjectives. And you all know I have been telling you ing words, ed words can also be used as adjectives. So now apply the meaning and let's start eliminating. A hopefully development. What is it trying to say? Not even meaning something. A signifying development. Promising, signifying, encouraging. Development. We don't use encouraging development, encouraging factors or features. So again, not fitting the meaning here. 2 of them eliminated. Now you have promising or signifying. It is not trying to signify something, but it holds a major promise for the future. If this gets successful, then they can do lots of things in the future. So context again plays a key role in eliminating, signifying here, and again you got promising. Now, The next one, within the first sentence, it told you reaching orbit in 9 minutes later. And then this sentence again is saying 100% successfully. It reached where? It reached somewhere. So trajectory is just the path. Okay, circulation again is a motion. So track or orbit, it's not satellites or space rockets. They don't. Again, this is talking about the track, the way. The only thing that fits by elimination, as well as the word was already used in the paragraph. Straight away eliminated the other words not at all fitting the meaning. Eliminated. Now the next one. SpaceX hopes to win a NASA dash to launch astronauts into the International Space Station using whatever. So you don't win a case, you don't win a award, an award. So again eliminated using grammar and context. You don't win a bid, you contest a bid, you win a contract. So winning a contract is the correct way to use, and award was eliminated by grammar, case was eliminated by context, bid again eliminated by context, meaning. Okay, now the last sentence that you read, again a lot of options there. Read the sentence first. US government space shuttles which currently make these trips, it's talking about the government's own space shuttles, are scheduled to be dash for safety reasons at the end of 2010. So something more new, promising, or something more powerful has come up, and the existing space shuttles, what will they do? They will be removed, they will be fixed, not making sense. They will be ceased to exist. That is the preposition based elimination you can use. And again, removed for safety reasons. Remove or retired. Which one is making sense contextually? Retire is the only word that is making sense. When we discontinue using something, that is retired. So see, elimination using grammar and context was able to help me to crack this question. Let's look at another question. Now this one is a reading fill in the blanks, drag and drop type of question. So what do you see here? Paris is very old. There has been a settlement there for at least 6,000 years, and its shape has been determined in dash by the river Seine, and in part answer is given to you by the edicts of France's rulers. So straight away, in part by this and in part by that. That is also grammar consistency and also rhyming. Anyways, so you found the answer. How about the next one? Grammar can help, word types, elimination. But the great boulevards we admire today are relatively new and were constructed to prevent any more barricades from being dash. Being what? After being, you used, it's already in the ing form, and if you know your grammar shortcuts, if you know your grammar rules, after being, you always use verb 3 form. Now look at the answer options. How many verb 3s are there? Depreciated and created. Only 2 answer options. What is making sense? Are we talking about depreciation or creation? Of course, creation. So being created, that becomes your first answer. Sorry, second answer. First one we already chose here, which was this, and this becomes your second answer. Okay, let's see the third one. And word patterns, grammar patterns, everything will be useful in this type of question. Highly expensive but caused great distress among the 500,000 or so whose houses were dash razed. See, after where, either we use verb ing or verb ed, but you already see a verb here and there is a blank there. So which type of word comes close to a verb? It is adverb. And adverbs have a very common pattern ending with ly. Now, if you don't know the common patterns of adverbs, nouns, adjectives, verbs, we do have a special video to cover around 60-70% of the words that fit this pattern. But of course, there are words outside this pattern as well, but this will help you to recognize them straight away. Like I can straight away recognize that simply is an adverb and there is only one of them. So straight away becomes my third answer. Were simply raised and whose neighborhoods disappeared. What is done cannot be undone. What is done cannot be undone, especially when buildings are torn apart, torn down. Which one is making sense? This is more a little bit of collocation as well. So we know that torn down, tearing it down. That is how we use the words, tearing down. So torn in the past tense, still will use the same word. And any other words, were torn lost, not making sense. Were torn common, again not making sense. Depreciated already is out of context. So which, even by elimination, we can still find this answer because we found already 3. The remaining were eliminated because they were not making sense. So straight away we are able to come to this answer. Now when you perfect this technique, you will be a lot faster. Elimination, elimination, elimination. And implicitly you are applying all the rules, the contextual knowledge, the grammar knowledge. So no one is asking you or no one is telling you that this will happen overnight. Perfect your grammar first. Perfect your vocabulary also knowledge as much as you can. Grammar definitely try as the most, but vocabulary from the list as much as you can. And many of the words you are already familiar, you may not know how to use with prepositions or collocations. That you will become familiar with the vocabulary list that we provide to our students as well as in the VIP membership plan. Let's do another question. And this is a reorder paragraph question, and I do have another grammar based, tense based elimination scenario for our reading, writing, fill in the blanks. That will conclude this particular video. So lots of exam questions in this video. Now, how do we practice elimination in reorder paragraph? Okay. Now, many of the types of the questions you will see this pattern, and if you have access to the prediction file, you will see that this is a question appeared that appeared very recently, and similar patterns of questions will appear. So first task in reorder paragraph is to find the first sentence, a topic sentence that tells you the beginning of the story, and that will have no relation whatsoever with any other sentences. So the rules are, it cannot start with a conjunction. Can we eliminate? It cannot have any pronouns in it. These two rules. I also shared very deliberate and very detailed rules about reorder paragraph in the 5 reorder paragraph secrets video that I made recently. Yes, students are really benefiting from it. Go and read the comments. You will understand what I'm trying to say. No false promises, actual facts. So, which ones can be eliminated? See, without these is a pronoun. What are we referring about? Hip hop culture would never, whatever. There's no reference to these. Eliminated. It necessarily embodies. Again, starting with the pronoun itself. Eliminated. Yet, conjunction, linking word. Eliminated. So 3 of them eliminated. Only 1 remaining with the elimination technique. Even in the exam, you may not be able to eliminate all of them, but at least 2 of them you will be able to eliminate, and then out of the 2 you read both of them, and which one is making more sense as the beginning of the passage, you use that one. So again, context will still remain at the back of your head, that is continuously helping you. Now you read it. Hip hop emerged as a reaction to the gang cultures and violence of the South Bronx in the 1970s and daily experiences of poverty, racism, exclusion, crime, violence and neglect. So a lot of things are discussed here. Okay, so what is the next? In order to identify the next one, see, there are proper connections. Sometimes subject will be used to refer in the next sentence, or sometimes objects like these things can be used. So this sentence says without these, and this sentence it says it. So it may be a reference to hip hop, this sentence, and these may definitely be a reference to any of these. So, but you still don't fall for the trap exactly that objects will always be used as the subject. In this particular case, you read and understand the meaning. Now, when we go deeper, without these, hip hop culture would never have been, and it is because these values remain at its core that hip hop is such a powerful agent for social changes around the world. And if you read this sentence, it necessarily embodies and values resilience, understanding. So this one was talking about bad things. This one is talking about good things, resilience, understanding, community and social justice. So together, this is referring to hip hop. So that's why first is this one, the second in this one. And then it will tell you without these good things, the hip hop culture would never have been, and it is because these values remain at its core that hip hop is such a powerful agent of positive social change around the world. So these is definitely not referring to the negative things, poverty, racism, crime, violence and neglect. See, that's how you eliminate the answers, okay? So these is mentioning, and the context is telling you that. So this becomes your third sequence, third one. And see, words like yet, therefore, thus, hence, they will most probably come right in the end. And even if you read it, by elimination, we have already the last sentence because we have found the remaining sequences. So we will not even bother to read it in the exam. Straight away put it there because we are sure about the first 3. So it can get to as easy as that in reorder paragraph with 4 sentences. With 5 sentences, it can take a little longer. So optimize your timing according to that. You have to speed up in these type of questions which are easy to score and easy to solve in a shorter amount of time. And the last type of pattern that I already showed you in the elimination technique is this type of question. Now feel free to pause the video at any point of time and you can try the questions yourself, comment it and see how much you got without getting the lessons from me. If you did not do well, then of course, play the video again and watch it right till the end. So what history books tells us about the past is not everything that happened, but what historians... Now, many people ask me the same questions. So which one will we select? Were selected, have been selected, should be selected. And if you see, there is a full stop after the sentence. And what historians, this is a noun, historians, subject, it's a subject. See, but what historians, verb is missing and an action done by the subject. This is in the active voice. What history books tells us about the past is not everything that happened, but what historians. So it is an action that have happened by the historians. Okay, not for the historians. There is a difference. I'll show you. Historians were selected. So we are talking about selecting the historians itself. It's not an action done by the historians. Over here, we need an action done by the historians, so you have to eliminate that. What historians have been selected. Again, have been selected, were selected are used in passive voices. So have been selected, again we are talking about selection of the historians themselves. We are not doing that. Should be selected, again in the same manner. Only one that is remaining is whatever historians have selected for you. So you can expand the phrase as well. So the history books tells us what the historians have selected. Making sense perfectly. So this becomes your first answer. Now there is one more over here. If you see here, again a grammar based tense type question. Now, but we will examine the next one first. So you continue reading the context as well, but be a fast reader, be a quick reader. Choices must similarly, especially with the sentences that do not have the blanks but still get the idea. Choices must similarly be made about the aspects of past should be formally taught to the next generation in the shape of school history lessons. Okay, so dash, so comma, there is a comma and again there is a comma. So definitely a conjunction is required here, and conjunction can be more than one word. If you did not know that, conjunction can be more than one word. So for example, for instance, these are also conjunctions. Likewise, nevertheless, however, moreover, all are conjunctions, but, and, them as well, different types of conjunctions. And if you have not watched the video on the conjunctions that I made in the past, and if you want to strengthen there, then you can watch that video as well. Everything is made available for you. You just need to browse through my channel and then you will be able to find it. Again, the thumbnail will be flashed here so that you can relate which one I'm talking about. So, nevertheless, what is nevertheless? Are we concluding something? Are we talking about, oh, these are the things, so nevertheless something else? No, we are not talking about that. Likewise, so likewise, when a national school curriculum for England and Wales was first discussed at the end of 90s, the history curriculum was subject to the considerable public and media dash. So, is it talking about similarity? If it is, then it could be likewise. Or is it just giving an example? So in this case, it is giving you an example of a national school curriculum that exactly happened. This is how you write in essays, right? You provide some information, some supporting information, and then produce an example. So for example, you are mentioning a particular school's example that happened in 1980. So this is definitely an example. This is not similarity that we are trying to talk about. And shall we say is, again, it's not raising a question. So for example, becomes your second answer. Although this was unrelated to the techniques that I shared with you, but still elimination helped us. Now, the history curriculum was the subject of considerable public and media what? Public and media realization? They are not trying to realize anything. Media knowledge, interest or tastes. Media, public and media tastes. Again, it's in the wrong grammar form. You see, all the other ones are in singular form. Why this guy is only there in the plural form? So that definitely these type of words, if you see, straight away eliminate, which are not fitting the pattern. Okay, they are putting this trap. I made a separate video on traps, on reading, writing, fill in the blanks. I demonstrated this technique there. Keeps on happening in the exam. So eliminated. Realization also eliminated. Now in between knowledge and interest. Subject of public and media, they are mostly interested to know things about it. Public and media knowledge. The history curriculum was subject to interest. Subject to knowledge is not making sense. If you are talking about considerable public and media have acquired the knowledge, then knowledge will make sense. So again, in the end, everything is making sense and everything is related to context if you can't use any other techniques. Now, the third one is again grammar based question. So, Margaret And if you come, the Prime Minister of the time, Margaret Thatcher, dash in the debate. Margaret Thatcher, again subject at the beginning. So can we eliminate the ones which are suggesting passive voices? Was intervened, can be eliminated. Intervened can stay, had intervened, again an action by Thatcher, and did intervene. Now if you see, did intervene and intervened is almost the same, because when do we use did and put the verb in the present tense form is like when we trying to stress on something. Okay, have you done the homework? Yes, I did do the homework. So in that case, you don't say, yes, I have done the homework. But in that case, you say did intervene. But in this case, we are not trying to put a stress on something she has done. Just talking about the Prime Minister did something. So what did she exactly do? And when do we use had intervened? Again, that grammar video that I talked to you about related to tenses. When you are talking about two activities in the past, one event happened before the another, both in the past, then you use had intervened. And for the second one, you use simple past. So there is no second incident that is being talked about, eliminated. What is remaining is intervened, simple past verb 3. Okay, simple past tense. So that's how you eliminate. If you know the rules, your elimination will become much stronger, much faster. And the last one is, there were two main camps on this issue. Those who thought the history of Britain should take pride of dash, and those who favored what was referred to as world history. Take pride of. Okay, so those who thought the history of Britain should take pride of location. Now, opportunity, we're not talking about an opportunity. We are talking about, are we talking about culture? The whole passage was anything related to culture? No. Again, eliminated. See, location is used to talk about specific location like coordinates, where exactly you are. But place is more generic. Okay, so that's why location was not required unless the longitude and latitude or specific point of places were mentioned. So that's why location is out of context and place becomes your answer. So you have seen different examples. Whatever techniques I shared with you, I applied exactly the same techniques, nothing outside that, and we were able to get to the answers very, very quickly. Same thing you can also apply in the exam questions. There is no stopping you, especially after the exam has become challenging for the reading module, because you get lesser time, so you have to become smarter as well. And all the tools and the resources that we provide is for your own benefit. So if you're really struggling, don't hesitate to WhatsApp us or Telegram us, and then we can provide you the live classes, maximum resources, mock tests, guided mock tests with the teachers, everything to improve your overall understanding of the exam. And as I said before, if you're already preparing from somewhere, you have already put money in those institutions, you just need a little bit boost, you can still do that. You can watch our videos on the vocabulary, on the grammar, and you can take help of the membership plans that we are provided on YouTube, Priority and VIP. Look at the benefits that each of these provide, and these are much cheaper than the other options that are available to you. And in the meantime, grammar was an important part of this video. So if you have not watched the 10 leaked grammar shortcuts or 10 amazing grammar shortcuts video that we published on our YouTube channel, start with that and then proceed with the other ones that I told you. Keep watching Edutrainex, and I'll soon be back with another super informative video on PD topics. See you soon.